I understand the world or the descriptor of anti-aging, Joanne, but clearly it's just wellness and prevention. And it can be summed up very simply. If you eat right and you keep fit and you sleep well, you will likely live long and die quick.
Welcome everybody to the Empowering Family Health podcast. I'm super excited again for another fantastic episode with my dear friend Hans Parge. Hans, you're very welcome to the podcast. I'm going to introduce you. It's so great to have you here. You're very welcome. Are you excited as I am?
I'm very excited. Always excited to talk to you, Joanne.
I love an excited man. Okay, so Hans, I have a bio here, a very impressive bio that I just want to read out to the audience. So Hans Parge is biomedical research and pharmaceutical drug discovery. That's his background. His background is in biomedical research and pharmaceutical drug discovery. His basic training was as a structural biologist and an X-ray crystallographer. Oh my God, that's a big word. Did I say that right? Crystallographer.
Yes, you said it perfect.
Did I?
Perfect.
Great. Never heard of that before. Okay. So Hans did his PhD in Trinity College in Dublin and postdoctorate work in Berlin at the Free University, the University of Edinburgh and the Scripps Research Institute. And I had to look that up. That's in California, I believe. Is that right?
I used to call it the Jolla, but it's called La Jolla.
Yeah. So the focus of Hans' research was the atomic structure, determination of proteins, the molecules of life, and it really is. In 1993, he left the Scripps Research Institute and he joined a biotech startup that was using the same technology to help the drug discovery process. And from 1993 to 2009, Hans' career was structure-based drug design. And in 2009, Dr. Hans he has down here in his bio, Dr. Hans, rightly earned, he took early retirement and moved into the world of wellness prevention and youthful aging, leaving the world of treatment and cures behind. And his vision is to take the burden of the sick care industry and educate people on real healthcare and lifestyle management skills. Now, Hans, that is a big statement, because you know what, we're going to talk all about anti-aging here today in this podcast, and there's so many factors that are involved with aging. And look, we do age, that's just a given, we do age, but it's how we age. We want to age gracefully, and we're going to talk all about that and what we can do to help to maintain our health so as we can prevent being sick, because many people wait until they're sick before they do something. So Hans, give us an overview about aging and anti-aging, and just give us somewhere that we can start. Why are you involved in all this? Why are you so passionate about it?
Well, because I'm aging myself, and my runway is much shorter than yours. So it's amazing how our priorities change as we go through life. When we're young, we think we've got all of the time in the world, and we do. So priorities are different. They're focused on, family and work and we actually sometimes compromise our health for our wealth.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but it's just human nature. There's nothing good or bad about it. It just is. So I understand the world or the descriptor of anti-aging, Joanne, but clearly it's just wellness and prevention. And it can be summed up very simply. If you eat right and you keep fit and you sleep well, you will likely live long and die quick.
I love that.
And we do that by accident. If we have that in our routine, then likely we all know people that look 20 years younger than they are. And if you look at what they've done, is they've adopted wise lifestyle choices. And so it doesn't, for me, I like people. I know that if I want to stay sane, I need to have something to blame. and and never blame myself. But really, there is a responsibility I have to myself.
Absolutely.
Now we are living in a more toxic world, as you pointed out. But as my good friend and business partner Mark Bartlett would say, it is truly amazing what the human body and its immune system can do when provided of all the nutritional building blocks that it needs. So the question has got to come: are you really truly nourished, or just stuffing your face? And are you nourishing your family on all levels of that holistic trilogy? The mind, the body, and the spirit.
Yeah, you
And
just
that's something we can very easily forget.
so much in all that, Hans, that you just said, and you're right. And we need to really be respectful of our body, really be respectful of our body. Our body is our temple, and we are responsible. That's a key word that you said, responsible. And I really love what I love about that, because this is the Empowering Family Health podcast, and it's all about empowering ourselves on an individual level and in the family unit as well. And I'm really passionate about that, Hans, because, we influence each other, and parents influence each other and their children as well. And the mother is primarily the nurturer. You mentioned the word nurture and nourishing. And nourishing, we can do that on so many levels, from the food we eat, exercise and sleep. You mentioned all of those. And our skin, and particularly for the women, we can show signs of age, and, with the wrinkles and all of this. And our skin is the largest organ of the body. And we know the skin is the first line of defense in protecting ourselves from bacteria and viruses and all nasty germs and all the rest. So can you talk to us about how we can protect our skin to help keep the integrity of our skin, first of all, to keep germs out from our body?
Well, again, it comes back to what I always love saying, is that beauty is an inside job.
Yeah.
And it's hard to look good if you're sick on the inside. It's just very hard. I mean, in the olden days, when your GP came around to your house, or I as a kid went to my GP, he'd just look into your eyes and ask you to stick out your tongue and say, and those two examinations, plus looking at your skin, he could pretty much guess that there's something wrong with you or not. Mm-hmm. And we ourselves too understand and recognize when people ain't looking good. When they come in with a gray, pasty complexion, we know there's something not right. So so I think it all comes back to that comment, is we need to provide the nourishment on the inside, because our skin, while it is as you say, it is also not only the largest organ, is also an immediate readout of your health and also your age.
It is. And there's a lot of people that would suffer or experience, things like acne and psoriasis. And a lot of the time, this can be allergies or something that's not going on, that's not right. There's a disharmony inside of the body, and the skin is a detoxifying organ. We eliminate through the skin as well. So this is when you say that we can read, we can see by the condition of our skin how our health is. So I love that. There's something else I want to talk about, Hans, is when we go right down, you talk about food and nutrition. When we go right down to the cells, right down to the cellular level, and there's each of our cells is like a factory in itself, and it has all these different processes, but we need to nourish ourselves right down to the cellular level. We have what's called the mitochondria. Now, not a lot of people might not know what that is, but this is the energy powerhouse of the cell. And I've heard in a lot of studies and a lot of talks that the mitochondria is primarily one of the main components that we need to take care of when it comes to our cellular health. Can you tell us why that is?
Well, you make a very good analogy, Joanne. So a cell, you can think of it like a little city. It has its power plants. It has its sort of recycling plants. It's got all the things that take out the garbage. But for all of that work in the city, you need energy. And there's a joke, I believe, or that the mitochondria are just a bacterium that a cell has sort of incorporated and lives with symbiotically. And if it weren't for the mitochondria, we would still be single cellular slime at the bottom of pool of evolution. So they are they are really amazing things. Now, as we age, their function and number decline, and you know, we get more tired. And if you think of from the cleansing, if there's no power to clean, then you know, think of the garbage piling up in your kitchen sink, you know. Yeah. And that's a great analogy for cells. So and the cell itself is an amazing recycling organism. It has to have those mechanisms that say this protein is gone by its sell-by date. Let's bring it to the recycling plant of the proteasome and then recycle the amino acids so it can be there for building new proteins. So everything works very well, but everything needs ATP, which is energy. And that all happens in the mitochondria. So, you know, there are, you point out, I mean, I'm not here to talk about diseases, but you know, if a cell doesn't have energy to function, but it's going to just go into apoptosis, it'll die.
Yeah.
Because it can't continue.
I'm fascinated, Hans, at how intelligent our body is. And you said it earlier as well. You said that once we provide the right nourishment for our body, for our cells, the body knows what to do. We just need to provide it with the right information. And when we talk about food, you know, there's this idea that food fills us up so we don't feel hungry. But food is much more than that. It's actually information in the body. Can you talk about that, how that works?
Well, so I came from the pharmaceutical industry, where we're looking at and really the advances in the last 200 years in that pharmaceutical world and medicine have really been in the ability to fight infectious diseases and deal with pain. Mm. You know, so you've got good antivirals, good antibiotics. I mean, if it wasn't for penicillin in the Second World War, a lot more people would have died from infection. So there's a really, really wonderful work that's done there. That focus is a single target, single molecule focus. Yeah, it's sort of that allopathic approach is you find the target that's involved in an infectious agent that will shut it down, and you shut it down. That approach does not really work incredibly well when you're looking at the whole body. So my journey from treatment and cures to wellness and prevention, the first realization was that we are a complex gemisch.
Absolutely.
Of everything that is connected. And we have evolved with and evolved to understand the complexity in our food. So when there are some housekeeping systems or immune systems that's going out of balance, because really life is homeostasis. We all get thrown out of balance and we come back into balance. Mm-hmm. Then it is the complexity of our food that will bring us back into balance, because we are a little universe.
Absolutely.
And to throw one spanner in the work and expect it to fix it, which is a human expectation. I mean, that's why we have the sick care industry that we have, you know, because we've done a good job. Let's fix it and let's not worry about breaking it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we should be prioritize and maintain and living younger for longer, really. And there was something else I wanted to bring up as well when we talk about food in our cells and how our body is made up and how all the cells talk to each other, whether it's your liver, your heart, whatever, they all work holistically together. Is there's another part, the microbiome, which is made up of bacteria, friendly bacteria, bad bacteria, fungi, all this stuff. But primarily our body is outnumbered with all these cells. And we actually, as human beings, evolved from bacteria. When you think of that, it's just absolutely fascinating. So we need good bacteria in our system for our body to thrive. And our bacteria has so many jobs in our body that can help us with anti-aging, help us with our immune system, help us detoxify. Can you talk a little bit about that, why microbiome is so important?
Well, as I said, we are a universe. You know, if you ask yourself, of the genes that are expressing life in your body, what percentage are human? The answer is only 2%. The other 98% are all the other microbes, all the microbiome and the microbiome that's part of our gemisch. And you know, we ignore them at our peril. So again, it's I mean, there's a great book that came out 2016 by Emmer and Mayer, who's professor at UCLA, sort of gastroenterologist, called the mind-gut connection. And the way he looks at it is very, very instructive. It's a bug talk that we understand as a human talk. It is, and also the influence of even parenting on establishing a healthy gut talk that sets people up to be able to deal with depression and anxiety later on in life is huge. And I mean, this is new science that's very, very, very exciting. At least maybe it's 10, 20 years old.
Yeah, fascinating. And it's connected to the brain, and this is where we get all the depression, and it's been shown it's linked, and the microbiome is a huge influence, and our neurotransmitters, our serotonin and dopamine and all this, which we absolutely need to make us feel good and improve our mood. And a lot of this is connected to the microbiome and the gut and that brain gut connection. It's a huge area. And right now at the moment, there's a lot of people that are being challenged with anxiety and depression. So right now it's really important that we're eating very healthy and we're moving as well. Movement is super important for helping to eliminate that waste and pain management and so much more as well. Can you tell us how that helps with our health?
So
that's a big area.
That's a huge, and that's why I'm saying, if you keep it simple, you go back to the mantra of Zhao Liping, who is a gut microbiome researcher who moved back to Shanghai in the early 2010. Eat right, keep fit, live long, die quick. It's not more simple than that. And eating right does not mean stuffing your face on the run. It actually means sitting down with your family around the dinner table, turning off all communication and turning off all electrical or digital communication, and savoring the food, because the food itself will trigger neurological. You bite into a strawberry, you know what happens to your brain when you bite into a fresh, ripe strawberry. All the senses.
That's gorgeous. Yeah,
all the
senses already.
So that is then part of the emotional and the spiritual component. So I mean, it's a
and anchoring that feeling down as well when you're talking about family time and rituals. And there is way too many devices at the moment. We're so distracted, so we're not even conscious when we're eating. We're not consciously eating.
I mean, I'm married to a French lady for the last, God knows, 37 years. And the French consider bad food a crime, and so it should be. What I think a crime is having food fights on TV. Yeah. Let's make the food that sustains us and keeps us in homeostasis, let's put it into the place of a sacred thing that it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
My grandmother, who went through the Second World War, through the First World War and the Second World War in Berlin, she'll tell you how difficult it was to get food and how they scavenged dead horses lying on the street to get some food. So, you go through that want once, you never look at food the same way again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a priority. It really is. Hans, I'm really curious. Are you a good sleeper?
I sleep like a baby. My head hits the pillow and a few minutes later I'm gone, and I wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning. So by 10 o'clock at night, I need my sleep.
Love it. Yeah, because sleep is like when I ventured into the whole sleep realm, I started off with massage and Reiki and all those health therapies, and then I found my way into sleep. And when I wrote my book, How to Get a Good Night's Sleep, what I found was just so profound at how it can impact us in all areas of our lives, and helping us to stay youthful as well. And this is a big factor in helping us detoxify, strengthen the immune system. What's your take on all that?
It's the same thing that you just said. We only take out the garbage when we sleep. We only rejuvenate. We only get the body only gets the time to do that rejuvenation and cleaning up when we sleep. So if we never sleep, we're in, it's not stress, but you don't heal under stress. You heal when you give the body the time to rest. So if you're not, that's the bottom line. If you're not sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day, a night, you know, long term, something is going to happen. I mean, I know lots of people who swear that they only need 4 hours sleep, and I'm thinking, think that if it gives you comfort, but when the shit hits, excuse me, when it hits the fan at some stage, you'll know that maybe it was not right.
Yeah, yeah, because the
Body,
body's very forgiving when you're younger, but not so much
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're progressing. And yeah, sleep is and even resting during the daytime as well, Hans. For many people, they're like 9 to 5 on the go, 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 and they're burnt out, you know, very quickly. So we need to take rests, regular rest during the.
Well, it's stress actually, Joanne. It's stress. I mean, I did an echocardiogram, and I was asking the guy who did the thing, what, you know, where does the heart problems come from? Because it still is a silent killer. A major silent killer is heart disease. And he quoted a professor in Stanford who believes it's just stress.
Wow.
The minute we're up, it's not as if we're running away from a lion, but the minute we're up, we're working on deadlines. You're working on deadlines. You won't be available for your mother for the next 3 hours. That's a stress, you know?
Yeah.
So we're always on. If we don't turn off, I mean, that's why it's really important to work on a solid wellness foundation and establish that wellness foundation and monitor that wellness foundation,
Yeah.
so that we can come back to some kind of balance in our life, while the stress throws us off.
Stress is behind every major disease, and inflammation as a result of the stress. And again, building up that toxic load. That's really the bottom line, isn't it? So what I can hear you saying ultimately, Hans, is, you know, minding our body, eating right, providing the right nutrients and nourishing the body. And that includes sleeping and resting, because we need to take time out to allow the body to adjust. And the body is brilliant. The body is so good to us. You know, it really is. And we just need to keep aligned to the rhythms, the natural rhythms, going out in nature, getting sunshine. And nature provides all of this, even in the plants. You know, nature provides all of this for us. So we just have to be mindful and really appreciate our bodies and respect them.
Totally agree.
Yeah. But Hans, I want to ask you as well, you have a product that you use, a tool that you use to help you identify the levels of toxins or the capability of your body being able to handle toxins in your body. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So it is a scientifically proven device that measures a plant biomarker in your skin painlessly in 30 seconds. And some of the scientists that have worked on it, they call it an integrated biomarker of health, or an integrated health biomarker. I measured mine in 2011 and my life was changed, because now I have a quick read, and it wasn't good. There's no bad score. The only bad score is the one you don't know, because, you know, the problem is we're always fine until we're not.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So unless we can measure what that fine actually looks like, we don't know what to do. We just keep on doing what we're doing. So that particular measurement to me now allows me to track my health and the health of my family and stay in a good region on that particular score. And the score goes optimum, good, moderate, weak, poor, and very poor. And you don't want to be, I mean, it doesn't mean you're not going to die. It doesn't mean you're not going to get sick. It just means now you're getting a holistic picture of the nourishment and the protection of your miracle machine. And that's become my passion, to make people aware of that.
And it's a very quick test that you can do. And there's scanners all over the world, and there's representatives all over the world that have these scanners, and it's fairly, it's not that expensive to get the test done, and it gives you a very quick reading as to where your score is, if you like. And then that gives you an indication then, you know, what you need to do. It's really about creating awareness of where we are on the spectrum of health, really. Isn't that it?
Well, coming back to your empowering, the information empowers. It's up to the person to choose whether they want to be empowered or not, because, you know, your health or my health is none of your business, Joanne, until I get sick. And then please be the good Samaritan and give it back to me for free. That's usually how we deal with it, because it is such a personal thing.
So we don't know what we don't know, Hans. So
ain't that the truth?
yeah, absolutely. If we can't see something, we don't know it's there to, address it or do something about it. And we're not in our power then. So we are responsible for our bodies to nourish our bodies in all these different ways that we spoke about today. And we're coming to the end, Hans, of the podcast. So all these different ways that we can do, move more, eat mindfully, eat the right foods, eat your vegetables, and look, it's not like it has to be a hard chore. You've got to enjoy it as well, and just be aware and just want to prioritize your health and be grateful for your health and be aware that your body is doing an amazing job for you. Hans, is there any last thing that you want to throw in that you think is relevant, or any powerful message you want to leave our listeners with?
Just as you were saying now, because it all seems so overwhelming and daunting and complex, it really behooves us to get that one measurement that brings it down to one simple measurement that measures factors that are totally under our control. And then we can decide what that next step can be. Yeah. But at least we know where we are. Yeah. And there's nothing to fear about it. Exactly. It's not as if I'm going in to see if my heart is going to have a heart attack. There's not, I'm not going in for a pap smear or a prostate exam that sort of is what we are always afraid of, to go to the doctor to get a test that tells us, oh, some sort of bad stuff is happening. This is not it's like getting on your weighing scale in the morning. It just weighs these plant molecules in your skin, and they are what they are, and they are changeable depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, it's not invasive at all.
It's not, yeah, exactly. So having that holistic read of where we are helps us then plan on where we want to go, if we want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
We may not want to go somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's such a powerful message. So it's giving people the choice. So first of all, you got to see it. There's something there that needs to be addressed, and then give them the choice to be empowered to do. And that's how we stand in our power and become more empowered. Hans, where can people find you?
They can find me on Facebook. They can find me on LinkedIn. If they want to get my contact information, they can always check with you, but everything is on Facebook and LinkedIn. I have a little website as well, but I'm sure
I'll put all the links in the show notes any case. Hans.
Exactly. There's also my digital business card that I let you have, and that should be easy for them to find me and plan something. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about my
Hans. It's been great.
Passion.
Time flew by, didn't it? Am I going to get you back on again in the future? We are going to get you back on. But yes, time flies when you're having fun, as they say. But Hans, I've been meaning to get you on for a long time now, and I'm there's one more checkbox ticked off. Absolutely delighted. It's been a pleasure, and I always love talking to you, Hans. You're just a gorgeous, charming gentleman, and I love you to bits. So thank you for your time, Hans, and have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye, love. Bye.
Now, if you liked this episode, tell me your best bits, tell me your best takeaways, and of course, tell me what you would like me to do in an upcoming episode. I'd really love that. And remember, your sleep success is the secret of your success. Until the next time, thank you. Bye-bye. My free gift to you is my ebook, Improve Your Sleep, Improve Your Health. If you are serious about your health, you need good quality sleep. Dr. William Demond says, you're not healthy unless your sleep is healthy. And for many of us, lack of sleep can cause us to be grumpy and not work at our best. But did you know that sleep deprivation can also have profound consequences on your physical and your mental health? In this ebook, you will discover why sleep is so important and how sleep benefits us. You'll also discover the mineral and vitamin deficiencies that's caused from stress, which we actually need to help us have a good night's sleep. You'll find out how sleep works, and also circumstances or other illnesses that may interrupt your good quality of sleep during the nighttime, and some sleep hygiene practices that will get you sleeping well tonight. So the link to download this free ebook is a bit.ly link. It's bit.ly/free-sleep-ebook. And I'll put that link in the show notes below. So go there now and download your book and start sleeping well tonight. Thank you for joining us on the Empowering Family Health podcast. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, please subscribe to the upcoming casts. And remember to share with your friends so that they too can be empowered.